In this episode, we take a look at the energetic root cause of illness and injury. We take a look at the kind of energy you bring to the world and how that might be able to inform your healing. We discuss shame and how people oftentimes blame and shame when looking for the energetic root cause, and so much more.
Let's talk about what intuition really is.
Let's look at all the places intuition and ego show up in your life.
Let's share honestly.
Let's do the research.
I'm Jamie Hayhurst.
I'm Heather Wood.
This is the Intuitive Girl's Guide.
This episode will play uninterrupted after a brief message from our sponsors.
Hey, Jay.
Hey.
I'm sitting in a weird position.
I mean, I don't know that anyone would have noticed.
I think they would be like, why does Heather have a footrest and she didn't bother to get one for Jamie? Like, that seems a little rude. But for this episode, we had a different one planned.
We did.
But we decided to change it to looking at sort of the energetic roots of injuries and illness and sort of the intuitiveness of that.
Because
I have hurt my back.
you sure have.
And so I can't sit without my leg up. So this is what we're doing. It's not pretty.
But you were insistent.
I know. Well, we were supposed to record
Last week.
Yeah.
When you texted and was like, I can't record. I was like,
I was
oh, red alert.
And you were like almost on your way.
Uh-huh.
Were you on your way?
No, but
You were like getting ready
soon.
to come.
Yeah.
So,
no, to come record?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you gave me a couple hours. I
Okay.
wasn't literally like driving or anything.
But
But
I mean,
I did show up because
I was just going to say,
because you canceled.
and this is one of the things that I want to talk about. So we'll get to it, but I just want to give like this story a little bit because I feel like it's funny and relatable probably too. But so I cancel, text them like, I can't do it. You know, I've hurt my back. That's not a secret.
Yeah.
But it was an injury, whatever. It got progressively worse. No, I don't know what I did. When they ask me, now when people ask me like at the MRI, do I make up a story? Yeah.
Yeah, you
because
should.
saying
100%.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's no good.
Right.
People don't know what to say to that.
Yeah.
They're looking at you funny. So whatever. But I text and I say, I can't record. And Jamie says, oh, very nice. Like, no problem. Like, you're okay. Like, what's going on? So I tell her. And then she comes to like put her eyeballs on me because I don't cancel.
No.
I don't.
No, if you're canceling or rescheduling, there's a real problem.
It's not good.
It's a problem. Yeah.
But that's like a good friend who's like, oh.
I mean, I didn't do anything
put my
helpful.
eyeballs on you.
I didn't do anything helpful. I just
you
showed
yelled
up.
at me and said I had to go to the hospital.
Oh, that's true. You were gonna just like wait to see if it got better. And this was a Friday. I was like, oh no, we're not waiting until Monday.
Yeah,
I
right.
did say, do you need me to come bully you in person?
You did, yeah.
And you said no, but I still showed up.
I was much appreciated. But I thought like when you are injured or when you're dealing with an illness, you're sort of stuck in this like waning where you have to rest and you have to slow down. And if you are like me and Jamie, that means there's a lot of time for your brain to spin.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we're going to think about when we're stuck. Like we can't direct our mind. It directs us. And it just has whatever thoughts it wants.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what you do in that situation. Like what could you like seek out that could be helpful to you for information about what could be going on down at the root. Now, let's clarify what we mean by this and what we don't mean by this.
Right.
So do I believe personally that there is like an energetic root cause to all injuries and illnesses? Yes.
Right.
Do I believe that whatever you did, like whatever that energetic root cause is like taking cause literally, like caused you to have that?
Right.
Not exactly.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? People would be like, oh, you were holding on to
resentment.
I was going to say I'll choose resentment because that's what's in line with my injury. Oh, you held on to too much resentment, so you made yourself have a back injury.
Right.
That's gross. I don't like that at all.
That's the victim blaming that you don't like.
100%. And it's not accurate either because not everyone who has a lot of resentment suddenly gets a back injury. Like if you have cancer, you didn't cause your cancer because you didn't manage your emotions well enough. Like that's, I don't like that. And that's implied in our industry. And I don't,
It sure is.
I'm not, implied's a nice way to say it.
And also, I think like when you and I talk about sort of the middle ground between energy and intuition and science,
Yep.
you know, and how a lot of people just choose a side and they don't find the middle ground. Like the middle ground is that like you also can't say like your back injury is caused by holding on to too much resentment. Do I believe that that's like a factor in your injury? I do think that.
100%.
But you also can't just like decide that you're just going to work on letting go of resentment and expect that it's going to be 100% healed. Like you still need medical intervention.
You can't,
you still need an MRI.
You can't use that to avoid going to the hospital or to the doctor.
No, you cannot.
You know, like as someone who would try.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you can't. And it's not the only factor. That's ridiculous. And it's a place to invite shame. Because, for example, if you're holding on to too much resentment, it's probably because something's going on.
Right.
And so processing things like resentment or anger or grief or things like that are just, I feel like are common when you're looking for the root cause. Those things are hard to do.
Right.
So I sort of see it like you sort of open a door if you have a lot of resentment or like, and that door sort of increases your chances to call in. And I don't mean call in like you're like, oh, let me manifest something bad, but like it's going to attract because like
an energy, right?
The vibes attract the same kind of vibes. Like all that's science, really.
Like attracts like, correct?
Exactly. So that's going to sort of make that more possible. That I do believe.
Yeah.
But not for 1 second do I think you should sit there and blame yourself for not processing or for being mad at somebody or whatever for your injury or your illness, because that's not.
No.
There's genetics involved.
Of course.
There's other factors, like, you know, you could be in a car accident that you had nothing to do with. Somebody hit you, like, you called that to yourself?
No.
Like, I don't.
We don't do that over here.
No, that's unacceptable to me.
Right.
But if you do go like, okay, what are the factors going on? Same as if you like get an injury and you're like I remember when I hurt my quad, I was like, you know, figuring out what to do. And one of the things was like, oh, you could have like weak muscles around your hips. So let's strengthen them. Like, and so then you do that, right? Like you injured your ankle. I was like, oh, you could do these things to prevent another ankle injury.
Yep.
You know, oh, you tend to get sick this time of year. What could you do to boost your immune system? I feel like that's kind of the lines we're going on here.
Right.
Like, what could you learn from this like, that you could put in that could like maybe help you heal, help you prevent it from happening again, help you become more knowledgeable of yourself? Like, that's what we're looking for.
Aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's some really juicy stuff there. Like, really juicy.
Yeah,
and like,
agreed.
it depends how trippy you want to get. We'll get a little trippy.
Right.
I am on painkillers, so that increases the
they're almost out of your system now, though.
I know, that's true. But it's me. That means I'll hold on to it for like 8 years.
Right, probably.
But I think looking and understanding that is super important. So I thought we'd like start with like, first look at, because I feel like this is the loudest, the story your ego gives you about how you're unsafe when you are either hurt or sick. Okay, so what is your ego saying? What kind of fear is coming up for you about the unsafety of your situation? I'll share mine, which I know is very similar to yours. You can add in, you know, any little differences. But for me, it's like, oh no, I'm going to need people to help me. Terrible time. That for me, I would rather be in pain or sick than have to ask that of people.
Yes.
And it's people who are happy to do it. And it really doesn't have anything to do with the other people.
No.
It just has to do with
you.
Yeah. So the asking for help. And then I would say right underneath that one for me is the I can't deliver.
Yes,
so
I was
like,
just going to say that.
Texting you and being like, I can't do it. I don't have the ability to do this. It's basically saying like, I can't deliver on the thing that is expected of me. I can't do it.
Same.
And that is, again, what's the pain? You know, like that's why you were alarmed when I said it. Right. Not because I'm like the toughest human in the world or anything like that, but because you know that the threshold I have for pain where I would accept that rather than not deliver is like pretty big.
I was just going to say like I could get away with not asking people for help. Like that's like Or even I could take a little bit of help.
A little bit.
But like,
let's
I could do that.
Not put you out too much.
But for me to have to say like, I can't, well, like I couldn't show up to do this, or I can't go to work, or I can't make this, or I can't do this for you, or I can't drive you to school, or I can't do that. Like,
yeah, I can't deliver on the things expected of me.
Right. That I find like value and worth in. That's a real problem.
It's tough.
It's a real problem.
And I don't think a lot of people think of that. Like, I think they see it as like, I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to ask. Yes. Right. I don't want to ask for help.
Right.
It is that. But right behind it is that like monster of like,
right.
People are going to be like, oh, she's let me down in some way.
You think they're going to say that?
Yeah. I mean,
and that's for us, that's the vulnerability. It's like, find what your ego is really afraid of. And that's like the, I don't want to be vulnerable part. It's like, that's the monster behind it.
Yeah. That's the story. The story is, if I am seen as someone who can't deliver on the things that they're meant to deliver on, that's bad. I mean, there was even some things that I could deliver on, but I couldn't deliver at the level I usually would. And I had to tell people, instead of just showing up with no one knowing that I have a slip disc in my back, that I have a slip disc, right? I had to be like, I'm sorry, this part I can't do. This is what's happened.
Right.
And then you have to get the sympathy. Oh,
right. The conversation.
How do you feel about sympathy? Because is it as bad as it is for me? I feel like we have like a slightly different dislike for sympathy.
So I sort of am a little bit at war with sympathy because like I do want to be like seen and like validated. If someone just sort of like, if I'm telling someone something, right? Like if I've gotten to the point where I'm going to say to you, hey, I'm having this issue, and you just kind of like breeze by it, then I'm mad at you.
Yes, I would agree. That's a very good point.
You know what I mean?
You're like dismissive,
or like, oh yeah, that sucks. I'd be like, oh no, you don't realize like the hurdle I just leapt to get here to even confess this to you.
Yes, right? You don't know how I just used every bit of strength I had to do that.
So for me, sympathy is like an acknowledgement, like it's a validation a little bit, but but only a little bit. Like once I get a lot of it, then it's like I feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's like whoa.
And you can be like, oh wow, that really sucks. But then if you start trying to make accommodations for me or like rearranging things, and you've crossed the line. And I'm very uncomfortable.
Yes.
And that's how people like treat me. That's how people take care of me. Like the people in my life, like you and other people in my life, that they take care of me by forcing themselves past that line.
Yes. When you're saying, no, I'm fine.
And they know
we know that's not true.
Right. And so they'll say like, no.
I think we're both like that. I think we're both like, you have to knock the door down for us. We won't open it for you. You're going to have to, because it's just hard. Like I'm never mad when someone does that.
Right.
But I can't ask you to do it. Right. And even if I want it, it won't come out. And I think you're that same way.
Yeah. No, definitely like that.
So I think what's interesting about that is that I don't feel as though this is the same for both genders.
Generally, probably not.
I think that there are plenty of men who have trouble with sympathy and who have trouble with I can't deliver it 100%. But I think the story as to what that means about them is very different.
Oh, right. I think it's more an issue of like weakness.
I was just going to say like toughness. Yeah, exactly. Where I think for women, it's worth.
Right. And if those aren't your like genders, if you're non-binary or trans, like it's what we mean is like what you've been socialized as, even if that might not be true to who you are.
100%. Yes, exactly right. So I think that is interesting that, and also something like give yourself a little bit of a break about it, because like you're not just being a pain in the ass. I mean, you are most likely being a pain in the ass, right? But it's not just because you're being a pain in the ass. It's because
also not a pain in the ass to help people.
No, but I mean, you're being a pain in the ass by like, I can't ask anyone for help.
Oh, yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Yes.
So I'm a pain in the ass in that way, in that like, I can't tell you how many times my husband has like, will you ask me to do that? Why?
Yeah, because you're making it harder.
Yes, right, exactly. And that's not helping him. No, I'm not trying to burden him.
Help me, help you.
It is burdening him. Yeah, exactly. So you are being a pain in the ass. But you also have to be kind to yourself about it, because you're dealing with feeling as if you're worthy of anything.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? It's so strong.
Well, that's why this is tricky work, because like you think you're dealing with a back injury since you're here or whatever.
Yeah.
But, you know, a couple steps into the experience, you're not just dealing with an injury or an illness. You're all of a sudden dealing with like childhood trauma and like vows you wrote when you were 6 or 10. It's like, and you're doing that with a busted back or like a migraine or whatever, or
while trying to manage pain and discomfort.
Right, exactly. Like whatever you're trying to do physically, you're now like feeling all of these feelings.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why people get real testy and emotional when they're sick or hurt, because you're feeling all of these feelings.
Yes. So do you remember a couple years ago when you explained to me that I didn't know that what was happening to me was that when I would just like lose patience and like would have nothing left, it was that I was being overstimulated.
Yes.
And I did not quite understand that that's what was happening to me.
You didn't understand that. You didn't understand sensory issues or overstimulation.
I understood them as if they were things that happened to other people.
I didn't know them in your body.
They were happening in my body to me. Oh, that's what that is?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Jamie had to explain that to me. It was life-changing.
Yes.
But the amount of overstimulation in anyone, even if you're not someone like me who's really sensitive to that, I feel like you're sensitive to it too. But the amount of overstimulation in your system of constantly being in pain, of constantly being uncomfortable and managing that, right?
It's so much work.
Even if no one's looking.
Correct.
It's so much effort and the stress on your body this whole time, right? That then when someone's like yelling at you to stop, you know, being such a
let me help
idiot.
You. Right.
Yeah, you know, like stop. Why are you just ask someone to do it? I don't have anything left.
That's why chronic illness is such an issue. Because like you're constantly operating at this level of
at a deficit,
a depletion. Yeah. But also an overstimulation. So it feels like you're sort of on both sides. Like you're sort of under, but like way over also.
That's a really good point. Yeah. And then we're just like, oh, well, let's not be accommodating to people who deal with that.
Right. Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's really important to sort of play both sides of this. Like know your bullshit, right? Know your story, work on it, understand it, but also be like really nice to yourself about it, because chances are that feeling of like, I don't want to ask anyone for help and I don't want to not be able to deliver is probably like the 6-year-old version of you. And it is not happening because there's something wrong with you. It's happening because your own system is trying to protect you. Like that seems unsafe.
Absolutely.
You wrote a story when you were a kid about why that was unsafe. Perhaps it was unsafe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that is still playing a part. So like you can't be so angry at yourself for it. And you also won't shift it in a day as much as listen,
right.
We'd all love it if that happened, but it's not. You're going to spiral staircase around to it over and over again.
Right.
You just have to sort of find a bit of a balance with it and like maybe try to learn a little bit more about it each time.
Yeah. I mean, I remember times where I've been like very unwell physically, like post-surgery, like post, like in some tough places. And literally, like you're saying, like little kids, like I remember like literally having like a temper tantrum like, with my husband and being like, this isn't fair. Like, like, meh. You know what I mean? Like, because you're exhausted, you're in pain, all this stuff, but like you are reverting back to those feelings of like, that little kid is who made up these stories. So she's now coming to the surface like, these aren't the rules I created.
Right. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Exactly. So I think it's really important to know and understand that. I see a lot of people go through this kind of blindly, or they just sort of label themselves, which I think I'm guilty of too, of just being like, oh, I'm not good at asking for help. Right. Why?
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Because you can just place that label, but it's not going to do you any good.
No, it's not going to do you any good. And then it becomes just an excuse. Oh, I'm not good at asking for help, so I'm not going to.
Yes.
And then you're still spinning your wheels.
Yeah.
Needing help.
Yeah. And you're like, why do I keep having the same kind of injury or illness over and over again?
Right. Exactly.
It's like, well, that's why you haven't changed those pathways yet. So that's what we need to look at.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that I was thinking about, because I haven't been able to do anything for a while, so I've been just...
A lot of thinking.
Oh, think, right? The body's not working, but the brain is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about how if you sort of understand yourself energetically as like, what kind of energy you bring into a room or a situation, which I would call that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Some people want purpose to be a job. I just think that's capitalism.
Excellent point.
Okay, like
that's a great point.
I think your purpose shows up in your jobs. I think if you're lucky, I think you can't help it. But I also think that
sometimes you can really nail a job that fits your purpose.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Yes. So if you start to like understand that about yourself and then also accept it about yourself, I think it's easier. So I thought a lot about what you and I's were and tried to put some words to it. And then I connected it to how we deal with pain and illness.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, I think I have something here.
Ooh, okay.
So I figured I'd share with the class.
Yes, let's hear it.
Do you want me to talk about you first or me first?
I don't care.
Okay. Well, I'll talk about me first since I know her the best.
Yes.
Okay. So I believe that my energy, the sort of footprint or like fingerprint that comes along with it, is a disruptor.
Yes.
Okay. So I have very disruptive energy, though I am kind and structured and organized and like peace. My energy is chaotic. It disrupts things. And took me many, many years of my life to accept that. I wanted to be one of those like peaceful people.
Well, it's interesting because energetically you are very contained.
Yes, and I would say
so
if you were reading my energy,
be disruptive, it doesn't make a lot of sense to people.
If you were reading my energy, you wouldn't be like, oh, you'd like it. You'd think it was kind of nice. Until all of a sudden you started to feel stuff bubbling up inside of you and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And some people like that and some people don't like that. Right. And that's all fine. But there's nothing that I'm going to do that I'm not disrupting it.
Yeah, even without trying.
It's just what it does. Yeah. And it's, when I think about like doing that, like with coaching people, that's so necessary. Like in order to help you get where you're trying to go, I need to disrupt all these old limiting beliefs, all these old thought patterns, all these old like feelings and stories you're stuck in. That needs to be disrupted in order for you to move forward. And that's my job. That's so easy for me. I can do that in my sleep, right? Yeah. Like, so it makes sense, but it's also difficult because I'm always disrupting everything. Like I mean,
you're at like the post office disrupting things.
Yeah, I mean, even to the point that like, remember we went to that Native American class about like the
stone walls. Yes,
walls. And like I won the book. Like
you did.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's going to be someone who's like pulled up as the example. It's going to be me because it's just like that energy. Right. People have never spoken to me, seen me from a distance, don't like me, and. As a rejection person, that's not great, but I've learned to understand it. So I just want you to know, like, when you figure out what your label is, you're probably going to wrestle with it a little bit, okay? All part of the process. Especially if your main fear, like, really rubs up against it.
Well, that's the way it always works, though.
It's by design, for sure.
That's why it's your main fear.
Okay. So, when it comes to illness, when it comes to injury, the kinds of things that happen to me are very disruptive. And also, it is disruptive for the medical professionals that I'm going to see. I never have the correct symptoms.
Oh, right.
There's never the right. Yeah, it's just like I'm the outlier.
Yeah, or like the meds don't sit well in your system, or like your symptoms don't match like typical prognoses or whatever.
Yes. It's all just like, oh, that's weird. Yeah. Oh, I would think. Or, you know, I'm sure you've been told this too, because I think this is a thing that happens to women. It's like, I actually don't, I think you'd be in more pain if that happened to you. As if somehow they could read that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like you're not suffering enough.
It's like, dude, I have a black belt in masking. You can't tell. You know what I mean? Like, can you tell right now? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, no. Right. So everything is disruptive. The process is going to be disruptive. It's whatever the thing is a disruptor to my system. Like, I mean, a slip disc is literally like your spine
sliding away,
disrupting and like pushing on nerves, like disrupting your whole nervous system. Yes. Is that what happened to me? Yes. And when people go, Heather, what happened? I don't know, because I don't know the moment it happened. Like even the doctors were like, this is my favorite. The two questions are my favorite. Are you sure you didn't fall? Okay.
Right.
And is there any chance that you were in a car accident and hit your head and you just maybe don't remember?
What?
Yeah, I was asked that in the emergency room. And I was like, no, my car's okay. Like, that's how baffled they were that I didn't know what happened.
See the symbolism, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's so disruptive.
Yeah.
I'm disrupting them. I'm not an easy case, right? Like everything is that. So the point is, if I embrace
but the nerve
that
part too.
I know.
The nerves.
Literally the nerve.
That's incredible.
Okay.
See, yeah.
Okay.
That's why we love the root.
Exactly.
The energetic root.
Okay. But if you embrace that.
Yeah.
So when I went in, I went to the emergency room, but then when I have to just quickly shout out.
I was going to say, yes.
So I got an x-ray on my hip
Yeah.
when I was there because they were trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And the x-ray tech, shout out to Andrea, was like, I love the podcast. And she was just like, beautiful, like girl. And she, like woman. Sorry.
You weren't on her nerves.
No, I don't think so. No. But she can't. And I was like, oh my god, that woman is so beautiful. You know, and I looked like I was like
you
sweating.
Were at a 15 of pain.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, she's so beautiful. And then she was like, oh, I'm a fan of the podcast. And I was like, you just made this a lot more possible, like a lot more doable. So shout out, thank you very much. She said she heard my voice in the hall and was like,
I knew it was you. That's incredible.
Yeah,
I love that.
Okay, so if you're lucky, see, that's disruptive too. But in such a lovely
but a great way.
Right, like it disrupted me from just being like in that like pity party for yourself.
True.
I was just like, oh my god, what a nice moment.
Little sign. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So then when I had to go, because our healthcare system's great.
Oh, it's top notch.
I then had to also go to my primary care doctor, who I love. She's great. But when I went in, I was like, I'm going to be a tornado coming in here right now. And that's just going to be what I'm going to embrace it. And I started joking about it and started talking about it. And the next thing I knew, she was like on the phone getting me an appointment the same day. And the nurse like being disruptive to other people because I wasn't fighting it.
Well, because you weren't masking it. Like
no, and I wasn't like, oh, don't worry about little old me. I was like, here comes a hurricane of chaos at you.
Right.
I'm sorry for it, but can you help me manage this?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That made such a difference. Mm-hmm. I did get in the same day. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, all good. So in healing, I have to accept the disruption. My whole life is going to be disrupted. All the things that I have to do are like, me with my routine. Disrupted, like
you're working out, your daily
all these things grounding. That make me feel grounded, that make me I can't do, so I've got to reach for something else. I've got to deal in another way. I've got to deal with that all disrupting. So what do? Well, I'm a disruptor, so let me disrupt this. How do I I can figure out a way to be grounded. I Marco Polo'd you on the outside couch yesterday.
That's right.
I went outside.
Yes.
I didn't last very long, but I did it.
Yeah, but you got out.
You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Right. You didn't just give in.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Are you ready for yours?
I think so. I'm excited now.
Okay. So I think that yours, it's got like a real Scorpio vibe to me. So I already know you're going to like that. Okay. You are like a revealer. Okay. Okay. So when I think about, first of all, what your energy does is it reveals the things below the surface to people all the time.
They don't like that.
Not always. Oh. You and I fucking love it. And it's probably why we get along so well, because I'm disrupting the shit to figure out how to get somewhere else. And you're going like, look what's right below. Look at what I see there.
Under the disruption.
Yeah. And it's also why you know when to cut and run way before me with people and things. Because it's something underneath there. Yeah. Okay. So then when I apply that to your injuries and illnesses, two examples really come to, well, really three, because I do think, I don't want to get into this because I don't want you to have to like fully tell the story.
It's a HIPAA violation.
Maybe. But like both of your stories of giving birth, I would say, fit into that category of the struggle and the reveal, and then something different has to happen. Oh, we didn't realize this was going on.
Yes,
okay.
Right, true.
So there's that one.
Yes.
But I'm thinking
I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
Burst appendix. And I'm just thinking, like, I don't think you were like, oh, maybe my appendix is bursting. I think your appendix just burst. Mm-hmm. And you were like, something bad happened. Let me drive my kids to school, and then I'll probably just go to the hospital.
I did do that.
And you got there, and they're like, oh, and they look below the surface, and they're like, oh, actually, your appendix exploded.
Yes. Right. Yeah, I didn't know.
You need emergency surgery.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Then I'm thinking, tell me if this is too much, of your hysterectomy.
Yep.
Okay. We both had them. Mm-hmm. You went in for yours,
Supposed to be an hour surgery.
I mean, your husband and I are
Laparoscopy.
texting each other, both trying not to panic. Like,
Panic each other.
Why,
Right.
yeah,
6 hours
we're
later.
panicking, but
6 hours later.
we're each trying to calm the other one. It's probably fine. It's probably the little, right? Because we're like,
it was
why
6 hours, right?
I think it was almost 8 hours, actually.
Oh, yeah. It was supposed to be an hour.
Maybe from the time you went in.
Laparoscopy.
Yeah.
And it was not either of those two things.
And they had to cut you open and take out, because you had all this scar tissue below the surface that they did not know was there, that was affecting you.
Right.
I'm thinking of you growing up, and the recovery was much worse than what you were expecting. You had to deal with stuff you didn't know you were going to have to deal with.
That's when I was having the temper tantrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it was a panic attack, if we're
Well,
honest.
yeah, that, but like after, even when I got home and stuff,
Okay.
it was brutal. Yeah.
Okay. So I also think of you growing up as an undiagnosed ADHD kid, and what was going on below the surface and what you were just managing. And people were just well, she's managing it.
Right.
So we're not questioning. Like, she can do it. We don't realize under the surface how hard that is for her. So I think if you apply that to your healing, if you apply that to, there's something going on, I know there's something under the surface. Wonder what it is. Like, that it would be a different experience.
If you forgot the biggest one.
Which one?
Am I allowed to say it?
It's fine with me.
You forgot the aneurysm.
Oh, well, I didn't know if I was allowed to say. I wasn't going to say that one. Have you told
The world?
us? Do you want to?
I mean, yeah, we can.
Okay.
I don't care. So
Sure.
I have an aneurysm.
Yeah, it is the biggest. It is the biggest one. I knew you would get it.
But that's the thing that, like, I didn't find out. I have a. Should I say it? I guess I'm just saying it.
Okay.
We're saying it. Doesn't matter. Anyone who's
I'll cut it
listening.
out later if you don't want. If you start to feel too vulnerable.
Well, why not say it? It's fine.
Okay.
I guess. So I have an aneurysm, an aortic aneurysm.
Yes, you do.
And, but I didn't know that. That was not revealed.
No.
It was only revealed through like other testing.
Yeah.
And it like happened to come up, and I caught it in a report.
Okay, but you're bearing the lead, and if that's because you don't want it said, that's fine.
Oh, my dad?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how my dad died. My dad died of an aortic dissection, which is the dissection is the aneurysm bursting.
And he didn't know
He didn't know he had
condition.
it. No,
Correct.
and so he died of it. But like, it's not great. It's fatal.
It's not great.
It can be like it's highly fatal.
Yes.
It's highly fatal.
But
But
it's
if you know
different.
about it,
Yes.
it's different. If like
you
you
know what
take
to
preventative
avoid,
measures, have
you know
testing.
What to, yes.
Like
Yes,
we
yes.
watch it, we do the MRIs, we do all this stuff.
You know, if you have something feels off, you go right to the emergency
Right.
room. We don't mess around. You tell them.
Right,
Like, if your dad had
exactly, right.
known and could say that, it
Correct.
would have been a different story.
Totally different story.
Yeah. So, but I mean, can you think of something more below the surface? Literally no symptoms.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that is you.
Yes.
But it's also the energy you bring to stuff.
Right.
You make people want to go deeper. And some people who are afraid of going deeper
They
are
don't like that
a
at
bit
all.
repelled by your energy.
And they don't like when I see the things that they don't want me to see.
yeah, they don't want that mirror shined in their direction.
Right. And I often, like, you don't know you're disrupting.
No.
I often don't know that I'm revealing. Like,
Right.
I don't realize that I'm
It's not something
triggering
we're
that in
turning
people.
on or off. It's
Right,
just
like they're
our
seeing
energy.
it in their behavior with me. Like, I'm not like, oh, you're showing me this and they're upset with me. It's like the way they're behaving with me is revealing that thing about themselves that they don't want A, me to know,
Yeah.
and B, they don't want to look at themselves.
And B's the biggest one there. That's why
Right.
they don't want you to know.
Right.
Because they don't want to be called out
Right.
on it. Or not that you call them out, but you know what I mean? Like,
No,
they don't want
but
that surfaced and like, they don't want to be aware of it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really interesting.
Right? And like,
Yeah.
look at how our bodies are doing the same thing with
Hmm.
injuries and illness.
And if you wanted to then like take it a step further, like the problem that you have with asking for help when you're injured or ill is that you don't like disrupting things. Right?
Yes.
And that I don't like revealing that I
Yes.
need help.
Yes.
Like, I don't like revealing that I can't show up for you. Like, it's like all the same
Yes.
thing.
It feels, I think this is a universal feeling, but I mean, I haven't polled everyone in the world, so I can't promise. But I think that thing that is most powerful in you, that you know is like your purpose power thing,
Mm-hmm.
is also something you are afraid of controlling.
Absolutely.
Because especially if you're dead, like if I'm hurt,
Mm-hmm.
my ability to feel like I can control the disruption that I'm going to cause.
Mm-hmm.
No, can I actually control it even at 10 out of 10, like on my game? Probably really not. But I at least feel like I can. I at least know the things I do to manage it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm down and I can't manage it the way I feel safe, now I don't feel safe at all. And I feel like, what could this hurt people? Like, if left unchecked, what's going to happen?
I mean, that's the plot of every like adventure, fantasy, like movie, book that you and I read, like, is like someone admitting their own power and learning to manage it, right? It's like,
yeah, and also admitting you're afraid of it sometimes.
Right, exactly.
You can't, you know, we say all the time, none of this no fear bullshit. No.
Fear.
Yeah.
Yes.
But because we fear those things, we are really like careful and safe and accommodating of how we come across to other people, which is good for them and good for us. It benefits, you know, to a point.
Yeah.
But it's important. So I think if you understand it, and I think then if you go like, how is it showing up?
Right.
You know, like, you know, I have had 2 times where someone has told me that it was like a 0.04 chance of that happening or a 0.06% chance of that happening. And I've been like, yeah. When I told my 2 childhood best friends who have known me, you know, we've been friends since 2nd grade, what was going on, and I hurt myself and I don't even know how, and like telling them what it was like to explain that to people, they were just like, oh, that's you.
That's you. Right. Exactly.
So you just got to explain this is what always happens to me. And it's like, well, they haven't watched that for 20 years. It's
something simple, like you just fell down and broke your leg. Right.
Yeah. But you're not going to go to your doctor and be like, Doc, I'm a revealer.
No, don't do that.
So you're going to find some stuff in there.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Join us next week when we continue chatting about this topic.
Hey everyone, Heather and I have an ask for you. If you love this episode or if you love the IGG, can you do us a favor? We need you to go onto whatever platform you listen on and download, subscribe, like, love, whatever it's asking you to do. Can you go do those things for us on the platforms that you listen on? It would mean so much to us.
Thanks for listening to our episode. For a way to get in touch with us, please visit our website, intuitivegirlsguide.com. We love hearing your feedback on our episodes.